Hi everyone, hope you are doing good. So today we'll try to understand UI policy and we'll try to understand in which scenario UI policy is best to use and where we can use client script, and we'll try to understand what are similarities and differences between UI policy and client script, and we'll try to implement one of the use case of UI policy and we'll try to understand from that. Okay, so let's get started. So first we'll understand what is UI policy. So UI policies are client-side script that governs form and form fields behavior. Okay. So by using UI policy, we can make any field read-only mandatory, and we can use UI policy to hide the fields on a form without writing any script. So that is the main advantage of having UI policy. We can do basic thing without having any script. Okay. So basic UI policies do not require any scripting. Yes. However, for more advanced action, you can use run script option. I mean, we have a run script option also in UI policy. If you have to implement any lengthy scenario or complicated scenario which cannot be done by using our UI action, you can use script in that place. Okay, and you can use client script to perform all these actions, but for faster load time use UI policy when possible. So UI policy and client script both are client side scripting, so we can use client side script also, I mean client script also, to perform similar action which we are performing using UI policies. But yes, UI policy is recommended because it is having faster load time. So whenever it's possible to use UI policy, ServiceNow recommends to use UI policy. So please remember that. Okay, so coming to our next slide, we will try to understand when client script and UI policy runs. Okay, so in which scenario we can use client script and where we can use UI policy. So we'll try to understand by criteria. So we have some criteria defined in our first column, and we have mentioned here where we can use client script and when client script and UI policy runs. So first is execute and form load. So script as well as UI policy both runs on form load. Both get executed on form load. Like if we have any scenario of some action is happening on form load, in that case we can use client script as well as UI policy. Now we have second criteria, execute on form, save, submit and update. So our client script runs when form gets saved, submit or updated, but UI policy doesn't run on submit. Okay. Okay. So now we'll talk about execute on form field value. So yes, whenever any field gets changed on a form, then client script runs as well as UI policy runs. Okay. Have access to field's old value. So yes, client script will be having access to old value, but UI policy doesn't have. Execute after client script. So UI policy always gets executed after client script. That means client script runs first and then UI policy. This is a very important point. You can remember this point also. So set field attribute with no scripting. So we can set some field attribute like read only, mandatory, or we can hide a field also without any scripting using UI policy, but we cannot do the same thing using client script. Okay. Sorry. Require control over order of execution. So we can do it by using client script as well as UI policy. So let's go to our next slide and we'll try to understand client script versus UI policies. Okay. So as we are aware of that, both runs on client side. So both are the client side scripting. So both runs on browser level. So if you want to do any action on the form, we can use client script as well as UI policy. Both are used to manage forms and their fields. Okay. So we can have some kind of action performed on the fields and to manage the form. And yes, UI policies execute after client script. So we have already discussed about it. So if there is any conflict, I mean, we have written same kind of operation, I mean same action has to be performed by using client script as well as UI policy. In that case, our UI policy will be applicable because it execute after client script. Okay, so if there is any conflict between client script and UI policy will be applicable. Okay, so let's go to our next slide, and here is the use case. So what is the use case on incident form? If a state is on hold, then only reason field should appear. So we'll try to implement this in our instance. Okay. So first we'll try to see how UI policy uh, form looks. Okay. So yes, you have to go to the UI policies under system UI. And if you remember the table name also, you can directly go to the UI policy form by referring this table name. CS underscore UI underscore policy. Okay. So now we'll try to create one new UI policy. So you have to click on new. Okay. So now you can see the form from where you can create the new UI policy. So first you have to select the table. Okay. So we have to trigger or run UI action on our incident table. So I have to select incident table here. Okay. So I have selected incident table. Active should be true. Then only this UI policy will trigger. Short description will give some short description so we can understand why we have written this UI policy. So make reason field visible on hold state. Okay. Order, yes, we can manipulate the order, we can change the order, and we can have order in which order we want to run this UI policy. So we have this order field also, and when to apply. So we have to take state is on hold, right? Then only this UI policy should get triggered. So yes, I have selected this. You can save it, either you can submit it, save it. Okay. So I have saved it because I have to be on the same page. So you have option to create a script. You have to check run a script. Once you check this, I think network is a bit slow. It's taking little time. Yes, so it got checked. So now you could see you have option here, run a script in UI type. So if you select desktop, it will be running for only desktop. If you are selecting mobile and service portal, this UI policy get triggered on mobile and service portal. If you select on, it will be applicable to desktop or mobile or service portal everywhere. So it's up to your requirement. You can select this, and here you have execute if true. So you can write your script whenever our condition matches, it will run. And if you want to execute run some script when our condition doesn't match, execute if false, you can write the script under execute if false. So yes, you can have a script, you can do some of the manipulation in data using script part. You can have, I mean, you can change the some of the value on the of fields on form. You can make field mandatory by using script, as well as you have I mean basic thing you can done by using UI policy action. So for our use case, we can use we can use UI policy action and we can do it. So we'll not create any script, simply we'll use our UI policy action. So we have to find out reason. Okay, so reason is here. So it should be visible only when our state is on hold. Okay, submit. Okay, so apply the UI policy when form is loaded and where user changes field on the form. So if you have checked this on load, then this UI policy action will be applied when form is loaded or if user is changing the value on the form. And you could see here inherit. So table that extend the specified table inherit this UI policy. So if you check this, it will be applicable for the extended table also. And reverse if false. If condition doesn't match, it should not run this UI policy. Like whatever action we have defined, it should not be applicable to that. Okay, so we are done with our UI policy. We'll go to the incident form. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to change the state. So from new to on hold, right? So I have changed the state so I could see the reason field. But when I'm changing to in progress, this reason field is not visible, right? Whenever I'm selecting on hold, then only we would be able to see this reason. Okay, so this kind of scenario you can implement by using UI policy. So I hope this session is very useful. Do let me know if any issue in comment section. Thank you.